Hi everybody and welcome to the second part of our Fit for French series on the French past tense. In the first part, we already had le passé composé avec avoir. And in this second part, we've got le passé composé avec être. Let's start with a sentence as an example. She came home late. Elle est rentrée tard. Elle est rentrée tard. Now you notice right away that of course your passé composé avec être also has two parts, and your first part is être conjugated in the present tense, être au présent. So for the first part of your passé composé, these are the forms that you need. Je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. And the second part of your passé composé avec être is your past participle, le participe passé. We already had the formation of the past participle in the first video, in the one where we explain the passé composé avec avoir. The difference to the passé composé avec avoir is that here you need the agreement. It's called the agreement of the past participle. So the past participle agrees with the subject in gender and in number. Gender that is feminine or masculine, and number that is singular or plural. So your passé composé avec être is composed of two parts, être au présent plus le participe passé, and you have to be careful, it agrees with the subject, and those endings we have a closer look at now. Now, first of all, you've got sentences like Marc est resté. And Marc here is masculine and singular, and this is good news because your participe passé doesn't change then. It just stays in its basic form. That's the form that you learn. So masculine, singular, no change applied to the participe passé. Let's make this feminine and singular. Ma mère est rentrée. You already see that we've got the agreement of the past participle here. So for feminine, singular, you want to throw an E at the end of your basic form, at the end of your masculine singular form, so to speak. Mes parents sont montés. In this case, it's masculine and plural because mes parents counts as masculine and plural. And you see, you want to put an S at the end of your basic form of the past participle. Mes parents sont montés. You don't pronounce it, however, you don't hear it. And then you've got feminine and plural. Elles sont allées à Paris. They went to Paris. And elles here, of course, being feminine and plural. And what you throw to the end of your basic form of the past participle is es, es. So you have, for the masculine singular, no change. Feminine singular plus E, masculine plural plus S, and feminine plural ES, ES à la fin. And you never hear the pronunciation of any of those, but you need them, of course, when you write them, because this is what your teachers will be looking for. All right. Now, of course, you need to know which verbs actually build this French past tense with être. And there's not too many, and it's just enough so you can actually learn them by heart. We use être with verbs expressing an up or a down movement. Graphically, this would look like this, an up movement or a down movement. And I've selected those three: monter, descendre, tomber. Monter, which is going up. Descendre is going down. And then there is tomber, which is falling. Monter, descendre, tomber, expressing up and down movement, they actually build this past tense with être. The next group of verbs is verbs expressing leaving or coming back. So it's leaving or coming back. And there's 5 of them. Vous avez partir, rentrer, retourner, arriver et venir. So it's partir, which is going away. Rentrer, which is the opposite, it's coming back or also coming home. Je suis rentré, I came home. Retourner, which is also coming back. Arriver, which is the same in English, to arrive, and then you've got just basically venir, which is to come. Partir, rentrer, retourner, arriver et venir, those five build the passé composé avec être. And then there's two or three more. We use être with the following verbs: sortir et entrer, which are opposites. Sortir is going out and entrer is coming back in. Then we have être with rester. Je suis resté, I stayed. And then we've got être with aller. And so, je suis allé is I went. Je suis allé à Paris, par exemple, I went to Paris. Sortir et entrer, rester et aller. Okay, use être with those four. Those are the most important verbs we use être with. There's a couple of more, maybe two or three, but they are not so important. I guess if you know those for beginners French, this is absolutely okay. Good, ladies and gentlemen, so much for part 2, le passé composé avec être. And I see you then at part 3, I hope, where things start to get a bit more tricky. And then we have le passé composé avec des verbes pronominaux, with verbs that have a reflexive pronoun like myself or yourself, and if you put those into this past tense, into this passé composé, this is where you have to be really careful. So we see you there, and we say au revoir et à la prochaine.